Okay, hello and welcome to the first ever Bubble Jobs Hangout with me, Lauren Riley, our social media manager, and Amy Edwards, our digital marketing manager.
Hello. We're going to be doing these Hangouts once a month. And obviously, being Bubble, we're going to focus on all things digital. So we're going to focus on things like some of our latest job vacancies. We can talk about some of the blogs that we've published in the last month or so. And we're also going to be answering your questions about digital careers.
And if you want to submit a question to us at any point during this Hangout, you can do so by clicking on the Q&A app on the Hangout, or you can just click on our chat icon and send us a message that way. So first of all, some news from Bubble. We've been really busy over the past few weeks and months creating some really useful content for you guys, especially 50 career videos that we're going to be posting on YouTube, answering really common questions that we get sent at Bubble about CV tips, interview advice, how to get work experience, and a lot of graduate stuff in there as well. So keep an eye on our YouTube page for that.
And also my work, I've been building a new part of the site for you guys. It's called our Digital Marketing Career Zone. And it really features tips and advice on things like CVs, some of the interview questions and answers you might come across. We've also got career paths on there. What else have we got on there? Career paths, career outlooks, and also for employers we've got some job adverts and example job descriptions, so they should come in really handy whether you're a job seeker or an employer.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at some of the jobs that we've got on the site at the moment, some really exciting ones that for some really cool brands that you should be interested in. First up, huge telecoms company TalkTalk are looking for a senior online product manager based in central London. I mean, if you've got experience of an agile working environment, experience of upsell to existing customers through transactional online sale, really important strong leadership and mentoring skills in the role, or extensive use of web analytic tools, then this could really be a good job for you. So if you follow the link in the show notes once the Hangout's finished, then you'll be able to apply via our website.
Okay, next up we've got a great job, well, a couple of great jobs from Children's Charity Action for Children. They're looking for 2 digital communications officers to join their team in Watford. What they're looking for from candidates who are applying for this role is they really want to see that you've got good solid digital experience. They want to see that you're familiar with things like CMS systems and social media. Your copywriting skills should also be really, really great if you're applying for this role. And if you've got a solutions-focused and user-centric approach to most projects, then this could be a really great role for you. Like Lauren said, the link to this job will be in the show notes at the end of the Hangout, so please hang on for that link.
Okay, also following on the job front, huge famous retailer House of Fraser have got a few brilliant roles on our site at the moment, including midweight digital designer, online design and production manager, SEO manager, and an online stores development manager. So if you're a designer, SEO expert, or passionate about fashion and the retail environment as well as e-commerce, then you should definitely follow the link in the show notes after the Hangout and apply, as well as setting up an account on our site.
Okay, the last job we're going to feature in this Hangout today is from a leading digital agency down in London called Lewis. They're looking for a digital account manager. Now, they work with some really great luxury fashion brands, including Cath Kidston, and they also work for Paperchase, you know, the really cool stationery company. So I think this would be a really great job for anyone that's looking for a new digital role. The right candidate for this will have at least a couple of years of digital experience. So yeah, again, the link will be on the show notes at the end of the Hangout.
Okay, that sounds great. But enough about jobs. But okay, so we also have been busy writing a lot of blogs this month just to help you out with your job search and just give you some tips from experience that we've learned and just trying to give you the best possible chance of landing a digital job. So one of the ones this month was focusing on how you can use LinkedIn groups in the hunt for the perfect job. I mean, I know you'll already be aware that LinkedIn is a really important tool for any sort of job search, let alone digital, but especially digital. But what you might not know is how to maximise your use of LinkedIn groups, because they're a really, really handy tool of not only finding jobs that you might not see anywhere else, but also like building up an online presence and raising your authority and getting in the face of recruiters and hiring managers. So a few tips what you can do to really make the most out of LinkedIn groups is to make sure you join a lot of groups and contribute regularly. Make sure you join relevant groups. For example, if you're looking for a social media job, there's a lot of groups out there for that, or even regionally. You should join groups that are local to you. For example, we've got our own digital jobs groups for all the major cities and areas in the UK. Also, make sure you take part in discussions if they can see that there's a conversation flowing around a particular topic that you're knowledgeable about. Get involved, share your ideas and thoughts, and just basically keep the conversation flowing, but make sure you're getting your profile out there. Also, contribute well thought out comments. There's no point commenting for comment's sake. It'll come across as spammy and it won't do anything to raise your profile. It'll just annoy everyone else, and no recruiters or hiring managers will take you seriously. So make sure you really have something to say before you submit a comment. Also, you can, regardless of commenting on other people's content, you can also share your own. So sharing your own blogs or maybe something you contributed to another platform is a really good way of getting yourself out there and getting yourself known. So yeah, just a few tips on how to make the most out of LinkedIn groups.
So we've also been covering job interviews on the blog, just for a change. But this month we've been looking at some of the signs that you can be on the lookout for regarding how your interview went. Obviously, you've had a job interview recently. I'm sure you'll be running over in your mind that everything that happened. A few signs that the interview actually went well. One of the first things is if the interview runs over. Obviously, it means the employer is really interested in you. You've obviously had some long conversations. You know,
they haven't just put the interview short because they don't find you interesting as a candidate. So that's a really good sign.
Another good sign is if they ask you to meet additional members of the team. This could be because they want to see how you got on with them, how you interacted with them. And yeah, it's really just them trying to gauge how well you might fit into the company and within that team.
Obviously, another good sign is if they ask about your salary expectations and when you might be able to start. So any questions about your notice period, obviously that's definitely a good sign. And the last thing to look out for is if they ask you about, if they discuss any upcoming projects with you, the things that they've got planned with the business. Obviously, they want to share that with you. So that's a really good sign that they're thinking about how you might be able to get involved in those projects in the future.
So yeah,
all really good signs to look out for. Signs that your interview went well.
Okay, so hopefully you found all that really useful. But now is the time that we're going to actually give you the chance to ask your own questions. We've actually been collecting some questions over the past couple of weeks from people who just want some really specific advice on how they can give themselves the best chance of landing a digital job. So, I mean, if you have got a question, make sure you use the Q&A feature on the Hangout. You just click on it, type a question in, press enter, and it'll come straight through to us, which is great. But to start off, we've got a couple of questions submitted in advance. So Amy's going to answer the first one.
Yeah, the first one we've got in is, I want to get
SEO experience.
Nowhere's
offering paid internships near me.
What
Can I do?
With
With this one, obviously, it's the whole catch-22 about experience. Employers want you to have experience, but they're not always willing to give you some. Obviously, internships can be great for getting experience, but as this question says, they're really hard to come by. So if you can't find internships, I'd say the best thing to do is kind of like approach the local companies, friends, families, see if you can just do a bit of SEO for them as a test. Obviously, you know, this might not be, you know, viable because SEO can obviously, bad SEO can damage a site and its traffic, so that might not be always possible. As an alternative, you can always set up your own site. You can buy a domain for really cheap. You can host it for fairly cheaply a month, and then just have a go yourself. You know, if you're wanting to get into SEO, you should know the techniques. You should know what's good in link building, what's bad. You really should know all about how to set up a site in terms of the structure, the on-page stuff. So really, the best thing you can do is have a go. Pick a domain, pick an industry, pick some keywords, and then really have a go at optimizing the site, and then have a go at link building, and just see how far you get, because that's really great to put on your CV. That's it. That kind of takes away the catch-22 experience. So yeah, just have a go. I mean, always be up to date with the latest SEO techniques, read all the blogs and that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, that's really the best advice I can give you. Lauren?
The next question that we got in was from a person asking what they can do besides applying for jobs to give themselves the best possible chance of landing a job. I mean, it's not just about firing your CV and your application off any which way. It's also about building your online presence and just basically networking your way to a job. So what you can do besides just sitting at home, applying for jobs, you can build an online presence. I mean, you can start a blog, you can put your portfolio online, just any way of building your authority around the industry that you want to get into. The more authoritative and knowledgeable that you can appear, the better chance you will have of getting a job, because you have obviously got an audience and an authority about that subject, and you know a lot about it. Also, you can join groups and communities on Google+, LinkedIn, or forums around that industry and contribute there. Again, similarly to the tips that we were talking about with the LinkedIn groups, it all just helps to build your presence and get yourself visible in front of those all-important decision makers. But it's not all just online. You can also network in real life as well. So maybe go to a few networking events around the industry, maybe some like design events local to you, or some SEO events. There's always something going on where like-minded professionals come together to just hang out, talk about all things about the industry and share ideas and thoughts. But some of those people could be some really important decision makers. So it's great to go down there, get your face out there, throw a few business cards around and just really get yourself known. On top of all this, if you find that you're still applying for jobs and you're not getting anywhere, maybe you just haven't got the right experience. So, I mean, go and speak to the local digital agencies or companies that do a lot of digital work, and just ask if you can have a couple of weeks or even a couple of months of work experience or an internship, and just offer your services to help out around the office, because these type of things can really bulk out your CV. And they might just give you that little edge and that little bit of extra experience that you need to land yourself the job that you want.
Okay, the next question we've had in is, I'm a graduate with little experience and looking to get my first graphic design job. What should I include on my CV? Okay, so with this one, you need to have all the key programs that employers are looking for. So things like InDesign, Photoshop, Fireworks, you know, the Adobe suite, they're all pretty standard. So you should already know them if you have a graphic design degree. So definitely stick that on your CV. As well, today, obviously, with the popularity of mobile and tablet, employers want to see that you can design for all devices. So, you know, if you've got experience designing for mobile, if you've got app design experience, if you've got experience designing for responsive sites, then definitely pop that down. I'd also say a lot of graphic design jobs obviously call for some basic coding skills, so things like HTML and CSS. So definitely that is an essential. And lastly, you know, if you're applying for a graphic design job, you need to be sending in a portfolio alongside your CV and cover letter. You know, if you can put your work straight in front of an employer, or a possible employer, then I really don't see why you wouldn't. That's really what's selling you more than anything in this kind of role. So try and get an online portfolio set up where you can put all your work and link to this in your CV. And then also maybe you could send in you know, a revised shortened version of your portfolio with the application, because I really think that will help. Lauren?
Yeah, they're all great tips. Better to get a digital marketing experience or to go on a course. While both are really good and really important, I think with digital marketing, because it's so fast paced and things are always changing and evolving, getting experience is something that will be really valuable, as it'll always be up to date. You'll always be like at the forefront of digital marketing. Just granted that you get the experience in the right types of places, but as you say, it is important that you get the experience in the right places. So if you can't get the experience within a reputable company or agency, maybe a course is a good idea, just to learn those core digital marketing skills, sort of the rights and wrongs of the business, and just your foundations. But there is the problem that most digital marketing courses are quite expensive. So if that is the case, then it's best just trying to get as much work experience and internships as you can. Like from an array of companies, whether that's in-house marketing teams or client-assigned agencies or anything like that. I mean, there's pros and cons of each, and you could argue it all day. But as it comes down to it, personally, I think, and we think at Bubble, that if you get in experience, then your knowledge is bound to be more up to date, varied, and more real life, basically, than maybe a course can offer. But if a course is something that you do want to do, we have a list of them on our microsite, which can be accessed in the show notes. We'll have a link there after the show. So I think that is it for this week's Hangout. Let me just check if we've had any extra questions submitted while we've been here. No. Okay, so we've covered everything. So thank you all for attending our first Bubble Hangout. Apologies if it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but it's our first go. We've never done this before, but hopefully if you guys enjoyed it, then it's something that we're going to do once a month. But what's really important to us is your feedback. So give us a comment on the Hangout events page, send us a tweet, write on our Facebook wall, anything. Just let us know what you thought, what we could improve on. I'm sure there might be a lot because we're still just playing with it, really. But yeah, basically, let us know what you like. Is the content useful, or is there anything else that you might like to see? Just give us a shout. So, oh yeah, also this will all be edited and put on our YouTube channel today, so you can watch it back, and you can get all the links in the show notes that we'll be updating today also. So that's it from me, and that's it from Amy as well.
Bye.
So thanks everyone for taking part and watching, and we'll see you next month, hopefully. Okay, bye.